Lollies Neon and Pastels set. The Lustrous Eclairs. These are heaven. Is Jane. I'm here with my little friend Fable. You know that the layer cakes, that's these beautiful things, that's their new packaging with their name on it because they're a new set. That's Rainbow Cake. Those two split ones there with the multiple colours, great for greenery, trees, grass. And this is beautiful for skies, clouds. This is ice cream slice, lips and cheeks, this one. And this is for mixing different skin tones very quickly and easily. Are you ready for the new ones? Which ones should I start with? I think we'll go with these ones. This is the Lollies Neon and Pastels set. So you've got the pastels at the top and the coordinating neons at the bottom. There's the full cake of white, the pavlova white, because you just always need that. Black and grey aren't really a neon. I suppose grey could be considered a pastel because it is black mixed with white. So yes, that is a pastel. So these are JDHQ exclusives. And the second set, the Lustrous Eclairs. And these are metallics. So they are shimmery, some are shimmery, some are more pearlescent. We have Metallic Moth, Emerald City, Tingling Teal, Pure Cobalt, which is this one here, Deep Purple, Pink Diamond, Ferrari Red, Gold Card, Antique Mauve, and Silver Fox. Yum. So these are all named after little, we call them lollies in Australia. In America, you might say candies. And in England, you say lollies? I don't know. And in other countries, probably have other names. But we've got Humbug, Musk Stick, Red Snakes, which is, I think, my favourite lolly, Caramel Bud, Witchetty Grub. Oh, no, I love Witchetty Grubs. Mint Leaf, Gumball, oh yum, I love gumballs too, Sour Strap, Licorice Twist, and Pavlova. So we've got the and of course we have some bundles on the website so you can get all 4 of the layer cakes together and save some money or buy them individually. But don't forget that the pans are removable so you can swap them and reorder them however you like, and there's a lot of beautiful paint in each pan. I've also developed some layer cake accessories. These are lovely little creative tools that will make your layer cake experience even more joyful. Let's start with the sponge sofa, which is made from beautiful porcelain and can house all of your blend-in sponges. So it's got just the little monogram down there, the little mermaid scale. So you're part of the club, you know all about it. The gorgeous blue, and you can just keep all of your little friends there ready to be used. I love this so much. This is the new Skinny Mini brush, and this is a super soft, super dense white nylon. There's 4 in the set, and they are the exact size we need for layer cakes. And it applies the paint so beautifully. I can't even tell you, I have to show you. It's just a new way of doing a brush, and because you hold it off to the side, it gives you a different kind of control with the brush. I'm very excited about them. And then I've also got these little ones called the Little Shorties. It's the same type of dense nylon. So if you are someone that's very kind of neat and tight and you want to loosen up, this, because you have the control, because you've got to hold your hand a bit smaller because it's a little shorty, and you've got to, you feel like you've got control, but you also don't. And you'll see why when I show you. It makes nice little eyelash shapes. Because the layer cakes work so well with stencils, especially the sponges, we've got quite a variety of stencils on the website, and we're adding to them all the time. The ones I'm showing you here are the mandala sets. There's 3 different ones and there's 16 stencils in each set. We've got stencils that I've designed, stencils that I've sourced of faces, of animals, and beautiful backgrounds. Now, I filmed this video during Faceuary, which is just a fun prompt month from my Facebook group. And I've edited this video up to showcase the new lovely layer cake colours and the layer cakes accessories and some of those stencils that I just showed you as well, and whatever else we come across. Now, to make a background, what I'm doing is just showing all of the colours, filling in the little swatch card as well, and I'm using one of these skinny mini brushes, adding a little bit of water to the brush, spreading out some beautiful paint and creating a rainbow background that I'm swatching with, but I'm also creating the start of a beautiful rainbow background. Now I'm going to add some of these gorgeous neon and pastel lolly layer cakes. And I'm going to use the little shorty brush and mix the neons and pastels together, or just use the pastels on their own, or just use the neons on their own, or rub my brush in between where they meet and get half of one colour on my brush, half of the other, and then I can have a two-tone spot or mark on my page as well. Yum! I want to add a little bit more visual texture, so I'm going to take one of those mandala stencils, get my little sponge sofa with the blend-ins, and I'm going to use these lovely little sponges layer cake to the background. Just want to slightly dampen your blend-in sponge, get some of that lovely layer cake up on it, and then tap it, bounce it on your page. If you want a more watercolor blurred effect with your stencils, then just have a little bit more water in the sponge, and the water and the paint will creep under the stencil and you will get that effect as well. But if you want it clear and crisp, less water. And for no particular reason, I reached for the new Bright Eyes washi tape, and this one has a blue background. It actually matches some of my stencils, and you can mix and match with the stencils or just use them on their own. So I'm kind of auditioning for ideas here, and whether I use the washi or not, it's just to help me visualize where I can put a face, because it is Faceuary, where I can put a face in amongst all of this beautiful lustrous eclair color. And then I thought, okay, well, I really do like these blue eyes, so let's start there. And I've got quite a lot of layer cake paint on the page, so a brush type pen is going to work really nicely on top of it. I'm using the Fountain pen with the brush tip. There's 4 different tips in the Fountain pens. You can add your own ink to them. I've got a waterproof ink in here so that I can paint over it, and just drawing out the face. And I could use the stencil that goes with it, but I had already done a prompt and used the same stencil. Actually, you can see that video, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I've started drawing the face, and then I thought, oh, her eyes look really, really close together, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not what I wanted in my artwork in this session. So I thought, okay, I'm going to cut those eyes out and use them singly. I'm just going to move those across, just move that eye out. So I've used a little scalpel to just cut that away, and then just eyeball place that a little bit further over, and just get the face balanced in the way that I want to in this moment. Giving myself a little lining up point there, the corner of the mouth coming up to the midpoint of the eye, which is sometimes how eyes sit. And you can see how where I have cut with the little scalpel, the little blade, it has left a little mark in the paint, and to my absolute delight, that disappears later, and you'll see that in a moment. So I'm just telling you that so that if you think that this might work for you too, I absolutely recommend. Just, you don't want to cut too deeply because you don't want to go into the paper, but I'm just trying to cut away the washi tape. And now I'm going to block in some more face color with my Skinny Mini brush. And one of the reasons that I love these brushes, which have that very familiar form, it is the form of a toothbrush, but it just has these really lovely soft nylon bristles. And because you're holding it to the side, you can see your artwork even more easily, but it's just a different way of holding. So your hand is moving differently, and I find that's always so interesting. Now I'm using the little shorty brush, and because this is such a short-handled little brush, the way that you hold it again is different than a normal brush. So you get different strokes, you get different movement of your hand, and I think that's good for your hand for a start, for ergonomics, but also just adds variety to the way that you paint. It's quite interesting. I find that very interesting. I'm also using the brushes that come with the sets. There's a very, very fine one and a little square one that comes with the neon pastel lollies, and the wider one that comes with the lustrous eclairs. And just like the other sets have got those special little brushes. And I'm just having fun creating this face using that very fine brush, adding a little bit of the licorice black to add some details. Sometimes when I create, I start with those details first. I might draw with pen or colored pencil when you might see me creating with those. And sometimes I leave those details till later because I really have no idea what I'm going to be creating. I work intuitively, and I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the colorful, joyful ride of what's going to unfold, who is going to fall out of my lay cake paints, out of my paintbrushes, out of my pencils. It's always very interesting for me. And because this really does look like a fantasy festival, circus, masquerade ball, I'm just going with that where I put the mandala before in the stencil, that's just going to become part of her hair. And I just am playing around. Wonderful thing about lay cake paints is they are water soluble. So if you're putting colors down and you want to make the color softer or change it, just add a little bit more water, and then off you go. And I just love the metallics for jewelry, of course. The gold card and the antique more really lovely, nice, juicy metallics to use to add a little bit of lush accessoire to our artwork. And I love how I've just used a little bit of the black to add a bit of detail, and how that's cooling over to the little black dots that I added over to the other side. I've added some little white paint pen dots with my Snow Queen, Snow White Storytime paint pen. And I'm feeling like I want to add a little bit of text. So I'm adding some of the grey from the Neon Lollies set to really contrast with the metallics. Now you can't see the metallics in the background, the lustrous eclairs, how lustrous and beautiful they are on the page, but they are. And the matte grey kind of just stands out. And like I said, I work intuitively, so I like to try all of these things. Just adding that little quote with the script brush that comes with the set. I hope that you've enjoyed this look at the new lustrous eclairs and the new neon and pastel lolly layer cake sets, as well as some of the new accessories, the Skinny Mini, the little shorty, the lovely sponges, and the sponge sofa, as well as the mandala stencils, and using the new washi tape as a collage element. You can find everything at janedavenport.com. Bye!